Okay, everybody. God, I'm so nervous. Okay. We're so back. Yes, we are. I am filming this on my camera, not my phone. And look, I can prove it. I'm not on my phone because here's my phone and here's me recording on my fancy app, showing my recording. We also have the microphones back. The audio is recording through my computer because my phone is still being stupid. And, yeah. So, we're so back. We're so back for the Handplates Retrospective. I am also finally caught up. That makes me so happy that I'm officially caught up with the Handplates Retrospective. However, the thing that is making me nervous is that a while ago I said that I have a goal of finishing this before I end college, which I think I can still do it personally. However, we still got a bit to go. Not a lot, but we still have a few more things to talk about. We still have a couple more videos to release, and I am reaching the end of my junior year, and it's making me nervous because I know my senior year is going to be busy with being a film major. Every film major makes a senior film. Before we get into anything else, I wanted to talk about anything new going on, because normally there's like an intro to these videos, and I believe my last video had like a super long intro, and I'm sorry because I think a majority of the last part to this was just intro. 2026 now, so it could come out at any point. So still no more updates on Deltarune, and no really updates on Undertale. But I made a second part to my Handplates Retrospective, which I'm so excited for the next part of that, but there's still no more suitor armor. Before we get into this, I need to do something. Oops. I'm so sorry.
20 minutes later.
Okay. Whew. I feel better now. I was pretty warm in that coat. I think you guys know where this is going. Okay, well, so if you haven't guessed already, season 6, quote unquote, because at this point, we don't have any seasons. We're in the part now where it's like, this is labeled as season 6, but like I said, there's no more seasons because, in last part we talked about Callisto, stopped making Handplates videos, and, the new channel, Phoenix Prime took over, and so now they just do their own parts. However, I will say, before getting into everything, Phoenix Prime, when they did this arc, wow, they did such a good job. The Genocide arc, they edited so well, and it's a really good video, and you should definitely go check it out. They did a lot more editing than they usually do. So anyway, welcome to the Genocide arc of season 6 of Handplates. Well, actually no, I shouldn't call it the Genocide arc. It's technically the Human arc, part 1, Genocide. So, yay! How do we know that this is the Human arc? Well, when we last left off, Sans has been kind of meeting with Toriel. He discovered that Toriel is living in the ruins, which is like at the more like beginning of Snowdin. Sans discovers this door and knocks on it and decides, let me just tell a few jokes, and we find out that it's Toriel. And right around that time is when Sans he's out in the woods doing whatever, and he sees the child. Now we are in the grayscale episodes, so everything is now, we have entered the black and white era of Handplates. Now, if you remember, way back, the first episode of Handplates was black and white. and then like there was like a flashback of color, and then like everything that is a flashback is in color, and everything that is in black and white is basically like the current time. That's like, so we're like caught up timeline wise. I like to compare this to like The Wizard of Oz, where it's like, everything goes from black and white to color, but in this instance everything is kind of going from color to black and white, but I guess technically it's more like black and white to color to black and white. But you know what I mean, like comparing this to The Wizard of Oz, where it's literally just black and white to color, or in this case, color to black and white. Now, you're probably curious, what is this human's name gonna be? Because obviously you can name your character whatever you want. However, the canon name to the child is normally Frisk. You would assume that the human child's name would be Frisk. However, Zarla decided to take the route where the human child's name is Radek. Radek is Zarla's name that she used for the child when she played Undertale. So, in this case, the Frisk's name is Radek. However, this whole debacle is brought up once by Flowey, because, Flowey knows information that he shouldn't, and knows, like, he knows information that's, like, beyond the walls of Undertale, like fourth wall breaking, you know what I mean? The episode where Frisk/Radek shows up is called I Sleep, where the Lady Fox sleeps. Interesting title. Which, by the way, Lady Fox kind of comes from the fact that Zarla's persona, not Radek, but Zarla's like her persona that she draws as herself is like a fox character. We will see this show up. Okay, so obviously this is like a rough part to get through, because obviously we know what happens. Sans and Papyrus, they get into a huge argument because Papyrus tries to go after the human, and Sans wants to obviously try his best to stop him, but Papyrus and Sans have both seen the timeline, because as mentioned in the last one, we know that, as mentioned in the last part, we know that Papyrus stops first. Like, his soul that we see on the timeline stops first. So that must mean that he dies first. And it's hard for Sans because he wants to try to stop Papyrus, but he knows that he can't, and Papyrus knows that he has to do this because it's destiny. One thing that is interesting in these episodes, one of these episodes, I don't remember which one it is, probably the one where they argue, but Papyrus mentions the red and gold place to Sans, and obviously we know red and gold means where Sans goes to Judgment Hall and dies, and the red and gold being the gold hallway and red being his blood. And which, how Sans bleeds is another question, but we're not going to talk about that today. Is how does Papyrus know about red and gold? Because unless they talked about it off screen sometime, they do not mention red and gold, like, ever, unless it was the lab arc. The last time that red and gold was mentioned was the lab arc. How does Papyrus know about red and gold? It's really sad, but, there's really not much to talk about. Basically, Radek is, like, going around doing all these things, to, kind of experiment and toy with the world, and, just to kill everybody to see what happens. Because, that's, like, the whole thing of Undertale is, the whole point of, like, the genocide route is, like, oh, what if I killed these people? What is the response? How do these characters react when you kill them or when you kill their loved ones? So it's a lot of toying with the world, and Sans knows this. Characters that fourth wall break know about this. They know that Radek is just toying with the world. So, unfortunately, that means Sans and Papyrus both die. And it is sad. It's really freaking sad. Even Sans, one of his dying words, I mean, obviously he does the whole, Papyrus, do you want anything? You know what I mean? Like, and before he fades away. The sad thing is that one of Sans' dying words, aside from what he normally says when he dies, is he says, we all make choices. Can you feel the burning tears looking up at my eyes? I can hear you closer than before. We're hunting humans. We're hunting humans. This is the song that's playing in my head. Okay, enough of that. So time for the second half of this part, which is the pacifist route. Now listen, I was gonna do like a whole transition thing, nothing crazy, but like I was trying to film like the outro of that last part, and right as I went to go do that, my camera died. And as you also may notice, it's dark out now. It's a completely different day. So we're gonna finish the pacifist section, which there's really not much to talk about here. This is gonna be a really short video, thank gosh, this is gonna be so great for editing. But we have a lot to get through. There's a lot gonna be coming up in the next arc, which if I'm correct, yeah, the next arc, holy shit, a lot happens. We've got a lot going on. We also have, so after this next arc, this next one coming up, we have a season 7, and there's one last season, season 8, and then pretty much the ending is its own thing. It's not really even a season, it's just the ending. Anyway, let's get into the pacifist arc. Yay! Done talking about sad genocide arc. The genocide arc, it was like here, and then it was gone, okay? Like, the genocide was like, honestly, the reason why I didn't talk about a whole lot in the genocide arc is because it literally is like maybe like 2 or 3 episodes of Handplates, like panels, I should say, but you guys know at this point that I call them episodes. Every like panel is an episode. So yeah. Let's just finish getting through this. As I mentioned, Frisk in Handplates is called Radek because that's what Zarla named herself in Handplates. Well, not really in Handplates, but that's what she named her. Like when she played Undertale, that's what she named the human, and we went with that in the comic. So Radek, after the genocide route, resets. Okay, that's kind of what happens. You do a genocide run, you reset, or you do a pacifist run, you reset. And obviously resets matter because no matter what you did prior to that, the game will always know, and certain characters will always know, and that's the best part about Undertale. Toby Fox, you're so peak. Not only is Toby Fox a genius at making music, but also just a genius at story writing. Hello. So, anyway, Radek resets. Sans and Papyrus wake up on the couch with no memories, mostly, of what just happened. Everything's fuzzy, don't really know what just happened, right? They're a little confused, a little off. The way they think of it is that it was just a dream, just a bad dream, you know. That's the normal thing that would happen, right, if your world was reset. However, after the reset, we kind of skipped through most of the pacifist run, and suddenly, we find out very quickly that the barrier has been broken. We're on the surface. Everything's great. And they go out, live their lives like nothing ever happened. Flowey comes up to Frisk and calls Frisk, and then mentions the name Radek. Like, almost like Flowey accidentally calls Frisk, and then says, oh, right, your name is Radek, right? It's weird. It's really complicated because it's just like human, Frisk, Braddock, human child, genderless child.
Just to get past any confusion here, I'm a genderless child, not a giraffe.
Okay.
Flowey asks the human about... Oh, yeah. So, Flowey asks the human, or Raddick, about the handplates. I think you know where this is going. If you know where this is going, if you have any idea where this is going. So anyway, Flowey, he obviously knows about the handplates. Aside from the resets, before the human child even showed up, recently we knew that Flowey had like taken off Papyrus's glove, and he saw the handplates. Like he knew about them, and he knew different things. Like I don't 100% know if Flowey knew what was going on in the lab. I feel like that's what's going on, because I think we've talked about this before, right? When Flowey did all this, and Flowey led them to go to the lab and try to find out their past and get their memories back. Because it's like, clearly Flowey knows something, but like, how does Flowey know this stuff? You know what I mean? Like, I mean, I guess it makes sense based on Flowey's past. You know, and the fact that Flowey can just go anywhere and he knows certain things, he has no emotions. But it is weird that, like, it's weird thinking that Flowey probably knows a lot of the things that happened in the lab. Well, there's a good chance he may not know everything because of Gaster being gone. You know what I mean? That kind of erases everybody's memories from what happened, but that's still like... But he still seems like he knows a lot. But like, why would he not be affected by the like reset of Gaster being thrown in the void? I don't know, so many questions. I don't really remember this episode that much, but I wrote in my notes, I said, did he forget? I don't really remember the episode, I don't feel like going back to look at it right now. But, I mean, yeah, maybe he did, I don't know. But he was mostly just asking about the handplates, and that's all you really need to know. Anyway, the big loop happens. Not really even a loop. Like, I'm talking, like, not even a loop. Big circle moment. Literally, we are back at the first episode. Because if you guys remember, we're in black and white right now. So, literally, this leads to the first episode. Now, Zarla still puts the first episode, obviously, as number one. That's literally episode number one. It's kind of our, like, epilogue. You know, it takes place in the future, and takes us back to the past, right? That's the whole point of the whole black and white and color, because we're supposed to show that color equals the past. And basically, like, I will say Zarla did recently redraw the first episode. I think I already talked about this in the last one, but maybe I did. Maybe I didn't. I don't know. I don't remember. But for the Handplates anniversary, no, I probably did. Did I? For the Handplates anniversary, which, if you don't remember, it's in November, and Zarla redrew the first episode completely, like, because, you know, Zarla's style kind of changed through the years. Since the first episode, her style changed ever so slightly, and so as, like, a fun thing for the anniversary, because this was, like, the 10-year anniversary of Handplates, because it was 10-year anniversary of Undertale, so it makes sense that it was roughly a 10-year anniversary of Handplates. And so, yeah, she redrew the whole episode, and that was just, like, really cool. Like, ever, like, little slight details, I just thought so good. Anyway, let's continue. So, yeah, everything goes back to the first episode, and it's literally just called Full Circle. I really could talk about more, but I'm gonna be honest, there's not much more to talk about, because at this point in the story, we're getting into the next arc, which I probably could have split this up better, but this is where I split it up at. So yeah, we're gonna do an outro now, because that's all that I have for this arc. Like I said, there's really not much to talk about. I'm sorry that it's not a longer episode. There's really not much commentary to make. It's pretty straightforward. Like I said, there is so much to talk about in the next arc. I'm not gonna say what happens because pretty much everyone here knows what happens next, but anyone who's here for the ride who has no idea what's going on or hasn't caught up with Handplates, and this is your chance of trying to catch up with Handplates, I'm not gonna spoil anything. Because some pretty big stuff happens in this next arc, and there's a lot to talk about. You would think with the child, with Radic, the human, Frisk, coming and doing a genocide and a pacifist run, there'd be more to talk about. But like I said, there's really not, other than just little things. Like I said before, for the genocide arc, Phoenix Prime did such a good job with their editing. Just they did so good. I think the person that voiced Alphys before, in Callisto's videos, I'm pretty sure the voice actor for Alphys and other characters comes back for this role. I think she comes back specifically for the genocide arc. Anyway, I'm gonna end this here. We're gonna do a little outro. I don't really know what all to say, other than I'll see you guys in the next one. Don't know when I'm gonna film again. Hopefully, very soon. I hope that I will film very soon. Like I said, I want to keep wrapping this up, and, not only with me catching up, I want to keep consistently making videos. I don't want to have you guys waiting too long, but also I want to really try to stick to my goal. For a while, I was feeling like I can't reach this goal, but really, if I look at it, I don't have much more to film. It's, what, 3 more episodes of this? 3 or 4 more episodes of this? I really want to get this finished, and like I said, I don't want to have you guys waiting. So, and I know you want to be, I know you probably have other things to be doing right now, so I'm gonna end this video, and I am horrible at outros still. So, yeah, this is part, I don't remember, season 6, I don't remember, of Handplates. Thanks for watching. I'll see you guys in the next one. Thank you for staying along this ride, too. Thank you for everything. Alright, everybody. Have a good one. Stay determined. I love all of you. Okay, testing? Okay, sweet. So, side note, because I forgot to add this into the video, I don't know where I'm gonna put this. Maybe at the end. I don't know. I was gonna mention this and then I got into my outro. So if you guys remember my Death Arising video, because you guys know I love to bring up my past videos all the time, like my Suit Armor retrospective that you should definitely go watch if you're a fan of Suit Armor. And maybe one of these days I'll make Amulet retrospective, because you know what, I really need to get on that. I really need to get on an Amulet retrospective because it's all I can think about all day. Anyway, that's not the point. My point is that if you guys remember my Death Arising video that I made a while ago, I made a video about the Death Arising Reverse Falls cosplay music video series. Yeah, because I'm crazy and I love shit like that. Well, I mentioned several times that Death Arising was coming back. Now, spoiler warning, Death Arising kinda came back, but they still, like, have a coming soon poster on their, like, channel. Like, it still says coming soon. And they have actually uploaded, a couple new music videos that have come out since that video, but really not a lot. Actually, some of the videos were, like, Gravity Falls themed. Actually, the most recent one was a Gravity Falls collaboration. It was actually so good. They had cosplays for everybody. Like, they had a cosplay for Suit, for Wendy, Mabel, Dipper. They had obviously Death Rising played Ford, and they had an actor for Grunkle Stan, and they did this whole like Gravity Falls video. It was really sweet. Just dropped like this week. Really good video. But yeah, I feel like they haven't released enough videos for me to make an update, but I'm out of breath. But I want to, but they only released a couple videos, and like I said, I don't know if they're like fully back yet, so I think I might as well wait. Also, completely off topic, but another obsession I've been having lately is I've been super obsessed with Monster High again lately. I mean, I'm always obsessed with dolls in Monster High because you guys know I'm a doll collector. And for a while I have talked about ranking Monster High. I might do it soon. I might just say screw it and do it. I don't know. I always say that I'm gonna do it and then I don't because it's a lot. Um, we'll see. I've also been working on a Bratz ranking. It's not even like a ranking at this point. I'm just like making a list of all the characters and just saying, yep, that one's good. Yep, that one's okay. That one's bad. That's all I've got so far. There's so much in Bratz. Like, there's so many Bratz dolls. I would almost argue there's as many Bratz dolls as there are Monster High, because Monster High has got a lot. Between 3 generations, we've got literally 700 dolls for Monster High already, and that's why I postponed this video so much, because there are 700 dolls for Monster High to talk about. Like, I don't know as much about Bratz as I do other doll lines. Like, obviously I played with Bratz when I was younger. I obviously have a few dolls. I don't have very many, but I have a couple Bratz dolls, and I really, really love Bratz. But I'm gonna be honest, I hardly know anything about them. Because Bratz also came out before I was even born. Bratz came out in 2001. I'm in 2005, baby. But yeah, anyway, I'm gonna stop that here. I'm gonna stop ranting. Okay, I don't know where to stop this.